Roberta's House is a grief and loss center that was established to support the needs of families with school-aged children. I come from a long family history of funeral service in Baltimore City, 53 years, and 25 years of that has been providing community support programs, bereavement support programs for adults and sometimes children in the community. And in 2007, we felt it was a time that we really needed to establish some consistent support programs for children because of lack of any bereavement support programs in the schools, in the community centers, addressing many of the challenges with children losing parents, losing siblings, losing grandparents. There was a lack of resources to send these kids to for help. There are many hospices that are in the suburbs that many of our urban children could not get to and did not have access to. So we launched a mission to really begin to look at other cities and centers in other cities and states, and we found out that Baltimore truly has the resource and the energy to put something together that can benefit our families.
How do you help a child find hope when their lives are shattered from the unbearable pain of losing a loved one? You do it by helping them embrace their pain as you nurture them through an emotional and spiritual journey few are willing to endure. You do it with love and caring volunteers.
We at Roberta's House, a community grief and loss program, are willing to take that journey of restoration with every family and child that comes to us seeking ways to cope with their grief.
From my perspective, I think what makes them special is having a desire to work with a field of work that is often ran away from. We don't often talk about death. It's not a part of our life conversations. Yes. So when people express an interest in that, I think that they may have a core seat of interest and skills that can be developed and fashioned and shaped that will lend itself to the work of Roberta's House. The journals really is therapeutic for them. We give them instructions, to write a letter to your loved one, say all the things that you wish you could have said but you didn't. Tell them what you're doing now, what's happening in your life since their death.
I have a deep interest, especially in the problems of young men. And if young men believe, as they often do because they're often told, that they need to man up, what's that mean to them? If you feel sad, you feel disappointed, you feel hurt, you feel like you can't control what you're supposed to be able to control because you're a man and you got to man up. What's that mean? It means you're not a man, and so where does that leave you? So, dealing with grief healthfully is a way of letting young men, especially young men, young women too, but young men I think have a special challenge, letting them feel what they really feel. And if you're human, you feel good things and bad things. After a session at Roberta's House, I feel a bazillion times better than I feel after spending a session on my sofa watching TV. And this is real life, and it's really, really rewarding. And it's not just sitting back and watching people. It's being with people, and it's developing community, and it's establishing relationships. And at my advanced age, I have come to the realization that the most important thing in life is relationships.
Ladies, I care for you, you care for me, we care for each other. Men,
I care for you, you care for me, we care for each other.
As a family,
I care for you, you care for me, we care for each other.
Thank you. What has it meant to you or your and your family to come to Roberta's house?
It's a long road. And I guess for most if not all of us, we're going to travel this road for as long as we live. But sharing and grief and memories and all of that makes the road just a little easier to travel, just a little.
Every time I came, I felt like I was part of a family, because I never had a family. And so I feel like I'm part of a family, and it got Jocelyn and I more closer than we ever been. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate being here, and I pray that it lasts a lifetime.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there other comments?
We recently suffered the loss of Damien's mom. He was crying at night, and I told him all things I could tell him. And I ran out of things to say, things that make him feel better, because I couldn't ease his pain. And then a friend told me about Roberta's house. And I thought to myself, well, I've tried everything else. Maybe they would be able to help me. And so I called and made an appointment. And I'm glad that there's a place called Roberta's house, because family counseling is so important these days. It helped bring some closure. One of the things I got out of Roberta's house was that it's okay to cry for someone. It's okay to miss them, because it's only the expression of your love.
I found that because of my Christian upbringing and my faith, I found that through death, a lot of people suffered and they did not know how or was it right to grieve. They didn't know, they weren't aware that they were supposed to grieve. And grieving is healing. I found that by me becoming a part of this, I was able to help myself and others, particularly in my church and my friends. I got a feeling of joy, of fulfillment. There was an empty space filled within me to see others being healed and listening to other people. This is a major part, we think, in grieving. As a volunteer, I listen, give the other person the opportunity to talk. And it's good that they know that we're listening.
And you developed a new self-identity, who you are, and the people who are around you, who are there for you, who are there to support you, and to help you in challenging and trying times. You found meaning in the experience. This tragic experience has helped you to grow, to become stronger, and to be a better person. And you also recognize that you have family and some people who care about you all the time.
I'm able to listen because I know when I was going through grieving, people laugh at you sometimes because you cry. They think you're weak because you cry. I'm able to, by me experiencing that, I'm able to say, cry on. I'm able to say, I have an ear for you. I don't have all the answers, but I am here, just as a shoulder to cry on.
I care for you, you care for me, we care for each other.
I care for you, you care for me, we care for each other.
I care for you, you care for me, we care for each other.